Yes, the Homeless Economist is mobile. I use this vehicle to spread the message, talk about land value taxation, talk about economic stuff. And yeah, you could say I have a mobile business. Sometimes I sleep out of this car. Sometimes. I choose to. I want to. But anyway, heavens to Betsy, it's hot out here. Heavens gracious. I think I need to slip into something a little more comfortable. Oh, much better. Why don't you meet me at the trunk in about 20 minutes? I'm glad you can make it. This is the trunk. Might need to blur that out. Not sure. Not sure what the legality there is. All right. I don't care if people know my license plate. You guys can track me down. You guys can kill me if you want. Now check this out. I've been working on this for a long time. This is the tool I developed. It's an educational tool. And if you don't know this, the Homeless Economist runs a, man, this camera sucks. Runs a degree program. I give out economics degrees in 3 minutes or less. So over here we have the tax system we have. And I don't really bother to explain all that. You can read every little box there. Let me just preface, these graphics were made by a lady named Janning, who's associated with the land value tax movement. I frequent the Discord and have communicated with her on a few things. Very intelligent, and created these wonderful little graphics here. But this graphic shows the current property tax system and how absolutely overcomplicated, convoluted, a spider was on my phone, and ridiculous it is. The green arrows here are essentially what's like salvageable, what's good about the current tax system. Increases in community activity increases demand for space, locations, land, that sort of thing. And this will increase the value of locations. So a place becomes more valuable if there's more demand for it. Also applies to other natural opportunities. That could be like intellectual property, natural resources, oil, things like that. Anyway, so that increases the value of land. That's what that little icon is there. Location value goes up. Location fees facilitate reclamation of community generated value and sustains demand for government issued currency. So what that means is that taking back the money that is being made by the community collectively makes a certain kind of wealth in location values. So fees or taxes would go back into the community, and then the community would invest in itself, and it feeds a virtuous cycle. The red is all the useless crap that we can eliminate if we switch our property tax system over. It's all the HOAs, private local governments, essentially how they work. Inefficient high location fees go to just landlords. Landlords accumulate money at banks. The banks also own land, so they bid up the prices of housing, so people can't afford housing. And a very complex system emerges when you allow all these private entities to swarm in and take over what should be a simple cycle of location value. Location value feeds government, government feeds people, people feeds location values, and it's a virtuous cycle. All these other complicated things here add many, many layers of inefficiency, and what we have as a result is unaffordable housing, rent is too damn high, crime and poverty and pollution because it's inefficient land use, and high taxes. Workers have to pay taxes, businesses have to pay taxes. That increases costs to consumers. It's hell, man. It's absolute hell. We don't need this system anymore. We could switch to the simplified land value tax system where the value increase of a location that the community collectively creates, this just means different levels of government. So like federal government could just take the excess revenue, the excess money that the state government has, and the state government could just run on the excess money that the local county government collects. Local county governments are the ones we land value tax people like to talk about, because they handle property taxes, property assessments, that type of thing. So if there was a land value tax system, it would be a local government based thing. You know, the federal government, instead of the current system we have where local governments depend on the federal government for some block grants, for some treats, financial treats now and then, it's the other way around. Local government takes the lead on this, you know, financial setup we have here. And all of this comes back through public investment, you know, building roads, waterways, electricity, you name it. Public government investment increases land values. So it's a virtuous cycle. It's basically the green part of this without all the extra, you know, private land market problems. What we have here is this is my degree that you can earn. That could be your name there. But anyway, if you allow me to explain it to you in 3 minutes or less, you get a degree. I'll write your name on a degree. Here is the 2 books I also recommend people when I'm teaching them this stuff. This is, well, I'll start with the older one. This is Progress and Poverty by Henry George, the original text that's about land value taxation, landlords, all that stuff. It was written in 1879, but still applies to today. And although he talks about land speculation and landlords and things, it still applies to today. And this is kind of a modernized version. Land is a Big Deal by Lars Doucette. I always recommend this book to people because it's like taking the ideas from that and putting it in a modern setting. And Lars Doucette, he's a great guy. He's a game developer, game designer. So he uses video games and, well, just games in general to explain how it works. So if you're a Zoomer, if you're a little internet guy, he'll explain how it works in that book. That's a great book. So now that I explained all that stuff, I'd like you to join me for a nice Sunday, what I like to call my nice Sunday drive and dumpster dive. Time for a drive and a dumpster dive on this nice Sunday. Time for a Sunday dumpster dive. Time for a Sunday dumpster dive and drive. Let's get in.